Welcome to another DJI Spark video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the mistakes that I was making when I first bought the DJI Spark. So the first mistake was a very novice mistake, which was I was not being careful with the record button. There were times when I was flying the DJI Spark and I was thinking it was recording, but it was actually not. Because when you get into the DJI Go app, the record button, when you start recording, it actually changes into a little square red icon. But when it's not recording, it's a bigger circle, which is a round red icon. And usually on other devices, like say on a DSLR or even on your phone, you sometimes see the red circle which when it's recording, but it was the other way around. I had to get used to it being the square icon instead of the circle icon. And another point to add to the record button is make sure you don't switch from normal mode to sports mode while you're recording, because I've noticed that sometimes when you switch from normal to sports mode, it shuts off your recording. And there was an instance where I was flying the drone and I was thinking I was getting these amazing drone shots, and I came home and there's nothing there. So the second novice mistake I was making was to do with the gimbal pitch speed. Now what that means is, when I was using the controller, there's a little dial here in the back that helps you control the pitch of the camera going up and down, right? And when I started using it, it was set to a much higher speed, and whenever I would change this, it would just go spazzy and go up and down really quickly. And I just wondered why and how am I going to get the footage like some of the others get, where the movement of the pitch is really slow, so you can get that smooth cinematic motion while flying the DJI drone. And when I did some research, I did find out that you can actually go and change some settings in the DJI Go app so that while flying you can get the smooth motion. So you go into your DJI Go app, and right on the right hand side corner there are 3 dots, and then you go all the way down to the bottom. There's a little camera icon, the last icon on the bottom before the next 3 dots, on which are 3 blue dots. You go into that, and then you have something called gimbal pitch speed. Now mine was set automatically, I think, to 50, and when I pushed it down to about 8, I was able to get really steady gimbal pitch shots. What I mean is it gave me that smooth cinematic motion. So here's an example of a shot without, and it's just moving all over. And here's an example of a shot once I've changed the gimbal pitch speed to 8, and you can see how smooth and cinematic this shot is. And speaking of spazzy footage, take your time with the DJI Spark. Now when I started using the DJI Spark and the remote control, and even when I flew the DJI Mavic Pro for the first time, it takes some getting used to. You know, the joystick that you have on your remote control, it is pretty sensitive. So I started off with trying to do things really quickly, and it was just giving me no footage at all. I couldn't use that footage. Take longer shots as well, because then you can cut in the good parts of those long shots and leave out the parts that are not that good, especially if you're not used to turning it around or getting this nice smooth cinematic movement. So take your time, especially because you only get about 15 minutes of flight time with the DJI Spark. That's including takeoff and landing. So when you start off with the DJI Spark, you're obviously trying to get as much as you can and trying to do all these cool moves and stuff. But yeah, take your time, and that should help you out. Another issue that I was having with the DJI Spark was not necessarily my mistake, but was something that was driving me crazy. So while I was flying the Spark, I was facing a lot of connectivity issues with the remote control speaking to my phone and being able to give me clean footage of what was happening with the drone. After a lot of research, I actually figured it out, and I've created a video, and I'll link it up here and also in the description, which helps you to solve that problem of that video feed being lost while flying the Spark, because it's quite frustrating. You're flying it and you have this drone out there, and then you lose complete connection of what's actually happening with the drone and not being able to see the video feed at all. So check out that video and hope that helps you out. So I hope you enjoyed this video and hope this video can help you avoid those rookie amateur mistakes that I was making when I first started flying the DJI Spark. And if you've had any issues with your DJI Spark that I haven't covered in this video, do put it down in the comments below. I'd love to know what are the issues out there so that I can learn from it as well. If you like this video, do subscribe to our channel. See you next time.